Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be making these gorgeous Alice bands which are covered in a braided ribbon. Now I have used a pink satin headband on this one. I have actually ordered some black ones but they haven't come in time and I couldn't wait to do this tutorial, so I just thought I'm just going to crack on and use what I've got today. So obviously on this one I put pink on to match this pale pink ribbon that don't quite match because this is more of a dusky pink, but the burgundy that matches up a little bit better. But yeah, black would have looked better on here, but they don't really show anyway when they're on the head. They actually look gorgeous on. I absolutely love them. You could do them in 3 different colours if you wanted. Some pastels would look nice, like a pastel, lemon, a blue and maybe like a pink. That would look really nice braided, but because I've got this ribbon with this trim, that also looks really cute as well, just all in one colour, which is why I've just decided to go for one colour for this particular one. So this is what we're going to be making today. So I've already cut my ribbon, and the ribbon I'm using is like, I don't know what material this is, but I will link this in the description below, but that is much thicker than a standard grosgrain ribbon. I would recommend this ribbon for these headbands because they're sort of thicker. I think the grosgrain ribbon will sort of bunch up a little bit more and not hold the shape so well. So any sort of thicker, stiffer ribbon would work best for this style of headband. Like I said, I'll link this in the description below so you can check it out. And also, like I said before, I'm using satin Alice bands. You can use a plain plastic one and line it with ribbon to match, or whichever headband you prefer really, but these satin ones I think work well because the ribbon, when you hot glue it onto here, that holds really well rather than sticking it straight onto a plastic surface. So these are quite good for this. Now most headbands are around the same sort of length. I'll just show you mine. So this is 36 centimeters in length, or just over 14 inches. The ribbon is 4 centimeters wide, or 1.5 inch, and I've cut 3 pieces to 53 centimeters in length, and that is 3 pieces. So starting with one of your pieces, you want to make sure you've got the wrong side facing upwards, because as you can see this has got the stitching on the edging. So I want to turn it this way so that I've got the wrong side facing up, and we're going to glue this all the way down. So I've got my hot glue gun here, and what I'm going to do is fold it in 1/3 of the way. And then I'm just going to start putting some hot glue along that edge, and then I'm going to bring the other side in. I like to do just that little end bit first, and then that's easier then to do the rest. And then you're going to repeat that all the way down this ribbon, so folding one side in 1/3 of the way, running the hot glue along the edge. Just do a little piece at a time so you don't end up struggling to do too much at once. Like that. You want to make sure you keep it nice and level all the way down. So this is what we've got now. folded all the way down, and we're going to repeat those exact same steps on the other two pieces. And that is all three pieces now done the same. If only it was that easy, hey? So as you can see, I've folded them all so they all fold over the same way. And then what we're going to do is take two of the pieces. I'm just going to heat seal these ends. And then we're going to cross these two over like that. So I'm just going to place some hot glue on that top bit and cross those two over. And then we're going to take the third piece and we're going to place that on the top so it comes straight down the middle. Again, I'm just going to heat seal this end because I haven't done that yet. Place some hot glue across this top and pop that across there so it comes down. And now we're going to start simply braiding. So beginning with this piece coming out from the right here, you're going to fold it over the center one. Now we're not going to fold it over like this because obviously you then won't see your pattern. We're going to bring it round, keeping the pattern facing upwards. And then as you can see, you've then got these two parallel together coming out this side here. And then we're going to take this end one on the left and we're going to fold that over the new middle one. Again, keeping the pattern facing upwards. And then now these two on the right are now parallel together. And then again, take the right one, the far right one, and bring that over the new central piece. Each time you bring a piece over, that is then going to become the center, and each time you're going to just fold the outer pieces over the center. So left over the center, and then the right one over the center. And you can see that braid starting to form. So left over the center, right over the center. And I'm keeping it fairly tight but not too tight, because if you pull it too tight that will get too many folds in and that won't sit so nice. So just kind of letting it sit naturally without pulling it too tight, but keeping it fairly tight so that it's not going to unravel. So then bring this one over. And I'm just kind of straightening out the pieces as I'm curling them round as we're going along. And as you can see, as you get further down, that naturally starts to sort of curl around like it's actually made to sit on the Alice band. It just starts to naturally take a nice curved shape. And then once you get to the end like this, just take a nice tight clip and place it on the end just to hold that together. And as you can see, it's started to curl around already. And then you can just go ahead and make any adjustments if you need to. Neaten it up as you go round, just check it all over. And then once you're happy with your braid, take in your Alice band, whatever you're using. If you're using a plastic lined one or a satin one, take the end where you started off and you want to line it up on the first end of your Alice band. So I'm just going to place some glue on the end of my Alice band and I'm going to stick it on there, lining it up with the end of my braided ribbon. And then I'm just going to flip this over so I can see where I last added the glue, and then I'm just going to start adding more glue and working my way around my Alice band. I'm not going to put the glue all the way to the end at the moment. I'm going to leave around 1.5 inches at the end. And then we're ready to now remove our clip. That will naturally come undone a little bit, but then I'm just going to re-braid this end. Just so I can see where I'm going to trim it. So I'm going to trim it in line with the end of my Alice band. So I'll cut these two pieces and this piece, and then I'm going to braid these so that they finish with a narrow end. So they line up with this end, and I want to keep this bottom bit as narrow as possible. So I'm going to trim this piece off. And I'm going to start gluing these ends together. So starting with the bottom piece, glue it to this piece, and then glue this last top piece down. And then I'm just going to trim off any little bits that stick out to make it as narrow as possible at this end. taking my lighter, I'm going to heat seal all of those raw edges. So now we've got this nice pointed end to stick down onto the rest of our Alice band. So covering that last around 1.5 inches, sticking that down. Next I'm going to use some black ribbon. This is a 1 centimetre wide ribbon, and I'm going to use this to wrap around the ends of my headband. So I'm just going to trim this end straight and heat seal the end, and I'm going to start on the first edge. I'm going to pop a piece around the end first this way, so directly around the bottom. So I'm going to place some hot glue on my ribbon. I'm not going to cut it off just yet, I'm keeping it attached to the reel. And I'm going to place it on the underside around 1 centimetre of the way up. And then take it around the bottom. And then I'm going to cut it off now, so it's opposite this piece, around 1 centimetre of the way up. Heat seal that raw edge, and then I'm going to stick that piece down. So it looks like that. And then again I'm going to heat seal the end of this ribbon, keeping it attached to the reel for now. And I'm going to place some more glue on the edge, and then I'm going to start wrapping around this bottom. So I'm starting on the underside, and I'm going to start taking this around the bottom of my Alice band, and I'm going to pull it tight. And I'm going to be gluing it as I'm going. So I'm just going to keep turning the headband round as I'm working my way round, and keep adding a bit of glue, and I want to get that really tight on that bottom. I don't know why my glue seems to be stringy today. Got a lot of stringy bits. If you can see that, I'm pulling this around really tight, sticking it as I'm going. I'm really pulling on that end to make sure it's tight. And now I'm going to go around for the second time. And now I'm going to trim this off. So that it finishes sort of on the edge here. Heat seal the raw edge. And then finish that end off. I put a little bit too much glue on there, but it's okay, we can save it. Now if that happens, as you can see here, I've now got a overspill of glue. Taking a lighter, just go over that end again, remelt that glue, and then just wipe it away with your finger. And then once you've wiped enough off, on the last go, just go over it and then don't touch it, and then that will dry clear. So So that is that end done. Now I'm going to do the same on the other side, and there you have your finished braided headband. And there's that lovely pink one that I did earlier as well. Now you could also stick some little gems on these. I've seen them made with little gems stuck on each of these sides. Like I said, you could do 3 different coloured ribbons and braid them. That would look really gorgeous as well. You could stick a bow on here in the matching ribbon. The options are endless, but I'm going to leave mine just like this because I just think they're gorgeous, and I will even wear these myself. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you've got any questions, pop them into the comments below and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel, and if you press the bell button to turn on notifications, you will always be up to date. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye bye for now.